दान सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरिः ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So I have sent the link of Vaishnav song in the Gauranga group app. Those who are there in that group can open. Those who are not, they can share it with their neighbors. I thought today we are going to discuss the ninth anga of devotional service, which is Atma Nivedanam. So this bhajan will set our mood to understand what is Atma Nivedanam. And then my job as a teacher becomes very easy to carry forward the rest of the discussion. Anybody knows how to sing this bhajan? Manasa Deho Geho? I also don't know, but I'll try. Okay. Is everybody ready? This is very important. If you don't have it, you'll not understand it, you'll not be able to follow, and then you'll be thinking why I came here. So make sure you exchange it with your neighbors and get that song in your mobile. मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा अर्पिलो तु आपदे नंद किशोर मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा अर्पिलो तु little louder. Very good. मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा अर्पिलो तु आपदे नंद किशोरा नंद किशोर संपदे विपदे जीवने मराणे संपदे विपदे जीवने मराणे दाय मम गेला तुआ ओ पद बराने जीवने मराणे. When I sing one line, immediately you have to follow. Okay, and then I will again sing. Then you have to follow. Don't wait. The order gets destroyed. मारो भी राखो भी जो इच्छा तोहार नित्य दास प्रदि तुआ अधिकार. जन्मा विमोहे इच्छा जदि तोर, मोहे इच्छा जदि तोर, भक्त गृह जन जन्म हऊ मोर, भक्त गृह जन जन्म हऊ, कीट जन्म हऊ जथा तु आदास, कीट जन्म बहिर्मुख ब्रह्म जन्मे नाही आश, भुक्ति मुक्ति स्पृहा विहार न जे भक्त, लभैते ताको संग अनुरक्त, जनक जननी दैत तनया, जनक जननी दैत प्रभु गुरुपति तुहु सर्वमोया, भक्ति विनोद को है सुनो काना, राधानाथ तुहु हमारा प्राण, मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा, मानस देहो गेहो अर्पिलो तो आपदे नंद किशोर, संपदे विपदे जीवने मराणे, गाय मम गेला तुआ पद बराणे, मारो भी राखो भी जो इच्छा तोहार, नित्य दास प्रति तुआ अधिकार, जन्मा विमोरे इच्छा जदि तोर, भक्त गृह जनि जन्म हऊ मोरा, कीट जन्म हऊ जथा तु दास, बहिर्मुख ब्रह्म जन्मे नाही आश, भुक्ति मुक्ति स्पृहा विहीन जे भक्त, लभैते ताको संग अनुरक्त, जनक जननी दैता तनया, प्रभु गुरुपति तुहु सर्वमोया, भक्ति विनोद को है सुनो काना, राधा नाथ तुहु मार परान हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. This is a wonderful bhajan. Many chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam are completed and done full justice in this 8 verses of a prayer called Manasa Deho Geho Je Kichu More. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written many books. One of the books is called Sharanagati. Sharanagati means to take shelter. So in that Sharanagati, there are various angas of Sharanagati. What are the 6 angas of Sharanagati? Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyati iti vishwasho gopatripte varnam tatha atma nikshepa karpanya shadvigha Sharanagati. Taking a firm vow that I will do only those things which are helpful for me to progress in Krishna consciousness. And those things which don't help me to progress in Krishna consciousness, I'll give it up. Because I love Krishna. Anukulyasya sankalpa. Very recently, I was talking to a parent. They were telling that my child is 1 year old, 2 years old. And whenever my child comes to Bangalore, he falls sick. But when I take him to my hometown, Coimbatore, he gets cured. So, anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. Whatever is helpful for my child, I will do, and whatever is not helpful, I will not do. So, he's shifting to Coimbatore. This should be done for Krishna. Whatever is helpful for my service to Krishna, I should do. And that which takes me away from Krishna, that which makes me forget Krishna, I should give up. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyati iti vishwaso. One should have faith that Krishna will protect my devotional service. He will not let me fall down. He will take care of me. Rakshishyati iti vishwaso gopatripte varanam tatha. One should have faith that simply by executing pure devotional service under the guidance of my spiritual masters, my all other business will achieve complete perfection. Gopatripte varnam tatha. Having full faith that Krishna will maintain all other walks of life. Atma nikshepa. One should surrender oneself completely. Karpanya, in a mood of humility. Shadvidha Sharanagati. So this is the 6 symptoms of Shadvidha Sharanagati. So this book Sharanagati, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, he has written around 10 to 12 poems on each of these angas. So around 60 poems are there, and this is one of them. So it is highly recommended before going to sleep if you can read one of the poems of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It will be very helpful. Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahar, tahar agya sunibe Shri Nanda Kumar. Those who have executed this Shadanga Sharanagati, those who have followed these 6 principles of surrender to Krishna, whatever they pray, Krishna will listen. Question comes, Prabhuji, I have not done. So when I pray to Krishna, Krishna will not listen? What do you think? What is your opinion about this? I am not a soul fully surrendered to Krishna. So when I pray, does Krishna listen to me? Mataji is saying, yes, he will listen to me. What is your opinion? You say he will not listen. Okay, then who is listening to my prayers? Last year I prayed for a promotion, I got it. So who is listening and who is sanctioning? When you do the prayer with full faith, then only he will listen.
Sanctioning is karma.
Correct.
Executing is prakriti.
Executing is prakriti. Here is a Bhakti Shastri student speaking. Yes. So Krishna has many expansions. One of the expansions of Krishna is the Paramatma, the Kshirodakshay Vishnu form, who is there as the Paramatma in everybody's Antakarana, heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, shloka number 15. So those who are not Sharanagat to Krishna, those who are not surrendered to Krishna, when they pray, the Paramatma sanctions and the Paramatma hears, who is also non-different from Krishna. But the Paramatma sanctions and hears based on karma, avidya and jnana. But those who are soul surrendered to Krishna, when they pray, Bhaktavatsal Bhagavan Nanda Kumar Shri Krishna hears and reciprocates as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this prayer is a prayer in pure devotion. This prayer is not being done to Paramatma. This prayer is being done to Bhaktavatsal Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And this prayer tells what does it mean to do Atma Nivedana, or what does it mean to completely surrender oneself to Krishna. In very simple words. This language of our acharyas is called as sadhu bhasha. Means very easy to understand. If we start quoting some Sanskrit verses, many people will be like, "Kyun kar rahe hain Prabhuji aisa? Atyachar." But this is not atyachar. Many when you would be singing, you would have understood some parts of it also. So let's read the translation. Manasa deho geho jo kichu more arpilu tuva pade nanda kishore. Very easy to understand. Manasa, mind. Deho, body, geho, whatever else I have, mind, body, words, wealth, everything, whatever that which I think or I claim to be, it is mine. Jo kichu more, arpilu tuva pade nanda kishore. Let's read the translation. Mind, body and family, whatever may be mine, I have surrendered at your lotus feet, O youthful son of Nanda. Then, Sampade vipade jivane marane. Sampada means good fortune, vipada means bad fortune. Jivana means life, marana means death. Daya mama gela tuva, o pada bharane. In good fortune or in bad fortune, in life or death, in all my difficulties have disappeared by choosing those feet of yours as my only shelter. Hint, Atma Nivedana means not to remember Krishna only when everything is good. One should take shelter of Krishna when everything is utterly destroyed and bad also. Generally, the tendency is that when everything is good, people forget Krishna. And when things are bad, they take shelter of Krishna. And when things become worse, they lose faith in God. Correct? But Sharanagati or Atma Nivedana means, in my good fortune or in bad, in life or at death, all my difficulties have disappeared by choosing those feet of yours as my only shelter. What is the difficulty which we are discussing here? Good fortune, what difficulty is there? Bad fortune, what difficulty is there? In life, what difficulty is there? In death, what difficulty is there? Tell me. The only difficulty which we have, truly speaking, is our mind. So when we take shelter of Krishna, all difficulties of mind goes away. Mind has a nature of always being dissatisfied and unhappy in all situations. So when we take shelter of Krishna, when the mind takes shelter of Krishna, it becomes peaceful, happy and controlled. So all the difficulties go away. And then, just like, an animal which is purchased by someone. If somebody purchases an animal, then the animal is not worried about its maintenance. For example, if you purchase a cow and bring to your house, is the cow worried whether my owner will give me food or not? It is just, you take the cow wherever you want, it will give milk. You hug the cow, You love the cow, and the cow will never say whether you're giving me it. It's fully assured that my master will take care of me. So cow is exhibiting one mood of surrender. So therefore, a devotee never challenges the supreme intelligence of Krishna. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tohar nitya das prati tuwa. Whether you kill me or whether you protect me, do as you wish. Sometimes our devotional service is very conditional. My dear Lord, you have to improve my health. You have to, solve my problem. You have to put that have condition. When Srila Prabhupada at one point of time was very, very sick, and devotees wanted to pray to Lord Krishna for the improvement in health of Srila Prabhupada say, please pray in the following way. Oh my dear Lord Krishna, if you may so desire, then kindly help our spiritual master to regain his health back. We should not force Krishna to do anything. Just because I love you Krishna, you should do this for me. No. That is business transaction. That is not love. So therefore, Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tumhara. See, I think in my minute, stupid intelligence, it feels like if this will happen, it will be favorable. But if you think this is not good, do something else. Read the prayers of Jaladuta, where Srila Prabhupada is telling, Nachao, nachao, make me dance as you like. That means my supreme well-being is in following your desire. I will always express as a devotee that, okay, may this preaching flourish, may this temple flourish, may these devotees progress. But if you feel that the ultimate welfare of the devotees is in supreme annihilation of this planet at this point of time, go ahead. Make us dance as you like. So, Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tumhar. Why? Because I am your eternal servant and you are my master. You have an absolute right to do whatever you want with me. If it is your will that I may be born again, then please give me birth in the home of your devotee. Sometimes we also put condition to Krishna. Oh my dear Lord, please take me home back to Godhead. I cannot tolerate whatever is happening in my life. But what to do? If Krishna has a plan, you have to take birth. But the devotee wishes like this. A non-devotee wishes that, oh, I have done so many XYZ vratas and so many Nirjala Ekadashis. In my next birth, let me take birth as a Gandharva in the planet of Indra, in the land of Amravati. In the 6th canto Bhagavatam, full description is given, and I want to be surrounded by such kind of people. I want to be able to fly like the Vidyadharas from one planet to another. Nonsense. This is all nonsense. So a devotee is saying that if you want to give me birth in the home of your devotee. But Krishna may say, see, you're not even qualified to take birth as a devotee in the home of my devotee. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, may I be born again even as a worm. My dear Lord, you please, if you think I'm not qualified to take birth in the house of your devotee, please give me birth as a kita. Make me an insect, but make me an insect in the house of a devotee, please. I have no desire to be born as a Brahma who is averse to you. Brahma. Now, Brahma is the supreme living entity in this universe. We cannot even imagine who is Brahma and what are his qualifications and what are his capacities. Any problem in this universe, Brahma has the solution. Anything which happens in this universe, Brahma knows. And everything which you see around is created, secondary creation is done by Brahma. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that don't make me a Brahma who is averse to you. Better to become an insect in the house of a devotee, because I want to remain your devotee. Hope you are able to understand what does Atma Nivedana mean. I yearn for the company of that devotee who is completely devoid of all desire for worldly enjoyment or liberation. Now, in the Bhagavatam, you will read that sense gratification is the root cause of all enviousness. Our disease is that we are envious of Krishna. Now, sense gratification, the more sense gratification we do, the more envious we will become. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is desiring that may I get the association of that devotee who has given up the desire for worldly enjoyment. You know what it means? This means that this devotee who has given up the desire for sense gratification, he has understood that there is something higher to sense gratification. There is something higher than eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. What is that? Service to Krishna. So I want the association of such a devotee who is wanting to serve Krishna without wasting even a single moment. Someone may say, hey, what about liberation, moksha? There are some moksha kamis. So no, I don't even want the association of moksha kamis because their bhakti is very self-centered. They are doing bhakti because they are miserable and they want to escape the misery. That's why they are doing bhakti. They cannot have a compassionate heart to help others. They cannot have the compassion to preach. And their Krishna consciousness is misery centered, misery escape centered rather than Krishna centered. So I don't want to be friends of the mokshakamis also. Father, mother, lover, son, Lord, preceptor, and husband. You are everything to me. Who is my father? Krishna is my father. Mother, Krishna is my mother. Lover, Krishna is my lover. Son, Krishna is my son. My master, Krishna. My spiritual master is Krishna. And my husband is Krishna. And everybody is Krishna. This is the consciousness. Everything you are. Oh my dear Kana, please hear me. O Lord of Srimati Radharani, you are my life and my soul. This is the essence of Atma Nivedana. If you have understood this, which I am pretty sure you have, then you have understood what is Atma Nivedana. But just for the discussion purpose, because Siddhanta, one should not become lazy in understanding the Siddhanta, just for the complete satisfaction of, or the complete engagement of the intelligence and the mind, and so that later on we can preach. I will have a discussion from Srimad Bhagavatam also. Can I go ahead? Have you all understood Atma Nivedana? Tell me one point which you heard from this bhajan. One point. Raise your hand and tell. One point which you have understood that it is Atma Nivedana. See, this we have to check, no? You have to raise your hand and say, yes. Maro bhi, say it in your own words, no problem. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo iksha tumar. Yes. Atma Nivedan means I give complete independence to Krishna to decide what is good for me. I don't put terms and conditions on Krishna. Is it easy to do this? Are we really ready to accept whatever Krishna does? Huh? Are we really ready? Okay, next. Anybody from this side? Yes, Madhuri.
Everything is Krishna. Like my mom, dad, father-in-law, mother-in-law, or my son, daughter, my husband, my love, everything. And whatever is happening, that is happening for good. If we can accept that thing, that will be easy for us to go in life. There will be situations when we can feel like it is not happening with why you are doing. When like I also keep questioning me also. Why this is happening? I should have like this thing in life. Why everything is done now? Why this problem is happening? Then next moment I try to think there will be something good he has planned already. So that is coming in future, which is better thing for me. So there the Atma Nivedan comes. Like I surrender to him to do whatever he wants, and I know he will make the best thing for you.
Very good. Okay, now we will go on with the further discussion. Atma Nivedanam, understanding from the purports of Srila Prabhupada. So the flow of this discussion will be, first we will define what is Atma Nivedanam, and then we'll try to see what is the spirit of Atma Nivedanam. Then we will see how the Lord helps us to do Atma Nivedanam. What is the result of Atma Nivedanam? This is the flow of our discussion today. So the word Atma Nivedanam means surrendering everything, whatever one has. Surrendering everything unto Him. What does it mean? What do you have? You have your body, which we are very proud of.
Mind.
We have our mind, we have our, what else? You'll give your anarthas to Krishna. Oh my dear Lord, I want to very happily present my lusty desires to you. Kindly accept it. We have to purify the lust and then present our pure heart to Krishna. Suppose if you are making a sweet rice, and after making very nicely, after adding all that Amul mithai made and all those things, you put 2 spoons of sand in it. That is lust. Why do you want to offer a sandy kheer? So my prayer should be that please purify my lust. If I have some lust, let me use it in your service and get it purified, so that ultimately I will offer a soft butter-like heart to you one day. Of course, our existence is full of anarthas. In that state only we have to offer. We cannot wait that let me become purified, then only I'll offer to you. No, I'm yours, you're mine. In whatever stage I am, I want to offer. If you see anything good in me, kindly accept. This is the mood. So surrendering everything unto Him. Words, mind, body, family. I will not say wealth, because it is very difficult to surrender wealth. Correct, no? I will give my mind to you, Krishna. I will give my body once a week, no problem. I will surrender my words. Wealth, let me become surrendered, then I will surrender. But then Krishna has a solution to all these problems, which we will discuss in the course of discussion. Atma Nivedanam. Srila Prabhupada writes, I think this is from the 7th canto, chapter 5, shloka 23 and 24. The word Atma Nivedanam refers to a stage at which one has no other motive other than to serve the Lord, and then surrenders everything to the Lord and performs activities to please the Lord only. Points to be noted. He has no other motive other than to serve the Lord. Whenever I say these things, you can imagine about Srila Prabhupada. He went to the West for what purpose? No other motive other than to please Krishna. And he performs activities only for the pleasure of Krishna. And he surrenders everything for the pleasure of Krishna. This is the definition. Such a devotee is like a cow that is cared for by its master. When cared for by its master, a cow is not in anxiety over its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master, and it never acts independently. Something to note. Sir, Atma Nivedan means that I am dependent on Krishna, and it also means that I will not act independently. If you act independently, then your Atma Nivedan is finished. So, when cared for by its master, a cow is not in anxiety over its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master, and it never acts independently, but only for the master's benefit. Another point. Only for the master's benefit. Why we are doing something? We are doing it only for the benefit of Krishna. Is there any other puja, labh, man, pratishtha, etc. involved which is helping me? Yes, that means I am not doing pure devotional service. That is not Atma Nivedana. In the 4th canto of Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that the first 7 angas of bhakti can be practiced by neophytes. But this Sakhyam and Atma Nivedanam can be only practiced by pure devotees who are at the level of Sharanagati, either to Krishna or to the Acharyas. So one should work very hard in their practice of Krishna consciousness. One should try to devote their mind, body, words, moment after moment to Krishna, so that they reach the platform of Sakhyam and Atma Nivedanam. So some devotees therefore consider dedication of the body to the Lord to be Atma Nivedanam. So the word Atma in Sanskrit means many things. Atma also means body. Atma also means mind. Atma also means soul. Atma also means intelligence. So whatever is your definition of Atma, at whichever stage, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Anandamaya, whichever stage you are, at that stage when you think whatever you have, if you are ready to give everything of it to Krishna, that is called Atma Nivedana. So some devotees therefore consider dedication of the body to the Lord to be Atma Nivedana, as stated in the book Bhakti Viveka. Sometimes dedication of the soul is considered as Atma Nivedanam. The best examples of Atma Nivedanam are found in Bali Maharaj and Ambarish Maharaj. Atma Nivedanam is also sometimes found in the behavior of Rukmini Devi at Dwarka. Okay, so this is the definition of Atma Nivedanam. Now I will take line and concepts from this, and we will discuss in detail. Spirit of Atma Nivedanam, point number 1. Spirit of Atma Nivedanam means no motive other than to serve the Lord, surrenders everything to the Lord, and performs his activities only with the desire to please the Lord. Sometimes I'm offering a flower to Krishna. Am I really doing it for the pleasure of Krishna? Or do I have something else in my mind? If I give a flower, maybe I'll get back a 3,000-acre land where I will plant flowers and make a lot of money, and I'm in that direction the mind goes. तुम ₹1 दोगे, वो कितना देगा? 10 लाख रेट चल रहा है क्या? ठीक. तुम ₹1 दोगे, वो 10 लाख देगा. No, this is not. Sometimes when we do some service, we are doing it for some ulterior purpose. Sometimes we are doing it because our temple president has forced us to do. So just to avoid seeing his face again, I have to do this seva. Otherwise, he'll keep following up Baba. All peace and Atma Nivedan to my mobile and laptop will go away if I don't finish this service this Sunday. Sometimes I do this seva just because I want to be known. I want to get appreciation in the society of devotees. I want to be distinguished in the society of devotees. I'm doing this seva so that later on, when Srila Prabhupada Ashraya exam is taken, they will be lenient towards me. Some labh I will get. Puja, labh, man, pratishtha. That's why I'm doing all this. So Atma Nivedan means no other motive other than to serve the Lord, and doing it only for the pleasure of the Lord. In the initial stages of Krishna consciousness, a neophyte devotee does not have a desire to please the Lord. Rather, he or she is trying to engage his or her propensities in the service of Krishna. For example, if somebody likes to take a photograph, some people have DSLR cameras, they take photographs. They're really fond of taking photographs. Somewhere they read in Bhagavad Gita, you can use all propensities in service of Krishna. So he decided, instead of taking photograph of nonsense things, I will rather take photographs of Krishna and devotees. And then what I'll do? I'll show everybody, see how nicely I take photographs. Am I really taking photograph for the pleasure of Krishna? No, I'm taking photograph to show off. I have a DSLR camera. I have this lens. This is how my photography skills are, and I'm better than all the other photographers in Bangalore. And look at me, I'm making good use of my talent. So this is not pure devotional service yet. But if one continues using this photography skills in the service of Krishna, this photography only will make him frustrated and disgusted one day. And then his photography desire for name and fame will be purified. And then after that, when he will take photographs, that will be pure devotional service. Suppose if somebody wants to do kirtan just to become famous, they should continue doing kirtan. That kirtan will make them disgusted one day. Their desire will get frustrated. And then the actual kirtan will start. So whatever desires we have, we can engage it in service of Krishna. Those desires will only make us purified. However, Atma Nivedanam platform means no other motive other than to serve the Lord, no other motive other than to please the Lord, and surrendering everything to the Lord. Which is that verse of Bhagavad Gita which talks about Atma Nivedanam? No, Yat Karoshi Yad Ashnasi is not at Atma. Yat Karoshi Yad Ashnasi means, my dear friend, you don't want to surrender to me, you don't want to do what I want you to do, you don't want to give your mind, body and words to me. Okay, you do whatever you want. Yat Karoshi Yad Ashnasi. whatever you do, whatever you eat. Sarva dharman parityajya means, or manmana bhav mad bhakto means, before you do something, you are in a mood to satisfy Krishna. But yat karoshi means after you have done, what is that they call? Sarva Krishnarpanam astu. So they did not had this desire before doing the work or during doing the work. But now that the work is done, some results I have got. A little bit, 1% I will give to Krishna. That is yat karoshi darshanas. So, correct. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah. Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up all other things and just surrender unto me. All other business. Sometimes people say this Bhagavad Gita is making me go crazy. How can Krishna demand like this? But Atma Nivedanam means this. Sarva dharman parityajya. All other business you should give up and just surrender to Krishna. To the logical person, to the socialist, to the Marxist, to the economist, and all the big people in this world, this shloka of Bhagavad Gita will never make sense to them. They will not understand what is it being asked. Some people will say that this shloka is discouraging karma yoga. Sarva dharman parityajya. My dharma is to do karma, and I don't want to say what karma I am doing, that you don't discuss. Please. Just understand that whatever karma I am doing, that is karma. And then I have a right to do it. And how can I give it up? But they don't understand that the third chapter, Karma Yoga, or Action in Krishna Consciousness, chapter 5, ultimately culminates in Sarva Dharman Parityajya. One has to give up everything else other than serving Krishna. So, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja. Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja. Just take a shelter of me, exclusive shelter of me. There are many qualities of a devotee. One of the qualities is Krishna Ek Sharanam. Exclusively sheltered and only sheltered at the lotus feet of Krishna. This one single quality of Krishna Ek Sharanam makes the devotee very attractive in the eyes of Krishna. Sometimes it is easy to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but it is difficult to accept oneself as the servant of Krishna. Am I making sense? It is easy to accept Krishna as Bhagwan, but it is difficult to accept myself as a servant of Krishna. Does it make sense? Bhagwan hai, I am just a sevak. But not all the time in my day. Only 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Or just to show off, I do some seva. I'm actually not a servant at heart. I'm a sense gratifier at heart. My life is truly dedicated for sense gratification. And sometimes I don't do sense gratification. I try to serve Krishna. Why I do? Because everybody is appreciating. Prabhuji, this temple hall cleaning you did very nicely. Thank you very much. Mataji, you did very nice book distribution. Thank you very much. Swakatha. Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantostho hi abhadrani Vidhanoti Suhitsatam. When I hear my own glorification happening, Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana, others get benefit by glorifying me. Hridyantostho hi abhadrani. All the nonsense things which are there in your heart is because you have not understood me as the great person. You have not understood how great a devotee I am. The day you will understand, all the dirt in your heart will be removed. This is the perverted translation of the Srimad Bhagavatam verse from the point of view of a materialist. But here Swakatha means Krishna. Shrinvatam Swakatha, not Swakatha, but Swakatha, Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana. So this is the Sarva Dharman Parityajya verse, doing only for the pleasure of Krishna. Arjuna did not fight Mahabharata to win a battle. He didn't fight Mahabharata to win a territory or make his brother the king. No, ultimately he did it only for the pleasure of Krishna. Karishye Vachanam Tava. So this is the spirit of Atma Nivedana. Now, this spirit is also seen in two personalities. Many personalities, but especially Bali Maharaj. all the Nava Angas of Bhakti, they have a personification, which personify the complete perfection of that Anga. For example, who is the complete perfection of the Anga of Shravanam? It is not that everybody else except Parikshit Maharaj did not do Shravanam, but Parikshit Maharaj represents the whole group of people who do Shravanam as an example. Similarly, who is the personification of, let's say, Kirtanam? Vishnu Smaranam? Pada Sevanam? Archanam? Prithu Maharaj. Vandanam? Okay. Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam, Bali. So I'll just glorify a little bit Bali Maharaj. Shukdev Goswami is glorifying Bali Maharaj. He says, O King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vaman Dev, then spoke to Bali Maharaj, the most liberal and celebrated personality whom he had arrested with the ropes of Varuna. Bali Maharaj had lost all his bodily luster, but he was nonetheless fixed in his determination. So what made Bali Maharaj's name came in Srimad Bhagavatam? His determination to serve Krishna in all circumstances. If you read this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll find Bali Maharaj is in a very, very embarrassing situation. Nobody punishes the way Vaman Dev has punished. Nobody. Not even an enemy will punish the way Vaman Dev punishes. Bali Maharaj also says this. Although a father, mother, brother or friend may sometimes punish one as a well-wisher, they never punish their subordinate the way you have done. But because you are the most worshipable Lord, I regard the punishment you have given to me as a gift. The most exalted. So this is the spirit of Atma Nivedanam. Atma Nivedanam means I may not understand what Krishna is doing with me in my life, but still I have faith. The plan of Krishna is completely inconceivable and completely out of my index. I'm really not able to get the head and tail of what's happening in my life, but still I have faith. Even more so, I'm speaking on behalf of Bali Maharaj, I am the grandson of Prahlad. I am the controller of the three worlds in this universe. Whatever I say has a lot of value. Whatever promise I give has a lot of value. Now I am in a situation that I am not able to fulfill my promise. My grandfather is standing in front of me and crying, seeing my situation. My head is bowing down in shame. My guru has rejected me. My wife is criticizing me in front of me. My army has become useless. My strength has become useless. My prowess, my name and fame has all gone to the drain. It appears like there's no hope for me. But still, even in this condition, where there is no hope, I do not lose my determination to serve you, Krishna. This is the mood of Bali Maharaj. And this is called Atma Nivedana. Now, this is not easy to do. This is not easy to do. When we suffer in life, we lose faith in Krishna. More than gross suffering is the suffering which happens at the subtle platform, suffering which happens at the level of mind and intelligence. Why do some people commit suicide? Because they are suffering mentally. Sometimes we see something happens and the person is not able to tolerate, okay, what will people speak about me? I lost all my prestige, naak kat gaya, Atmahatya. They were suffering so much at the level of mind. And you cannot imagine Bali Maharaj's situation. Everybody was criticizing him. Even his own family members were criticizing him in front of Vamandev. ये तो ऐसे ही है, इसको मर जाना चाहिए. If you are in trouble, it will be a mercy of Krishna if everybody gives up on you. That time you should not curse Krishna. That time you should thank Krishna that somehow I am now realizing that you are my only shelter. So Bali Maharaj is one of the greatest personalities. He is a Mahajan. And in a situation, in a climate of criticism and doubt, he surrendered to Krishna. I repeat, in a climate of criticism and doubt, he surrendered to Krishna, which is not easy. He didn't know what Krishna was doing. He was not understanding anything. Everybody was criticizing him. Nobody would, except Vamandev, would have actually understood his intentions also. Forget about appreciation and other things. In that circumstance, he is doing bhakti. This is called Atma Nivedana. In Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada writes how much Krishna was impressed by this one single act of Bali Maharaj. This is from Nectar of Devotion. Krishna is speaking to Uddhava. My dear friend Uddhava, how can I express the glorious characteristics of Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochan? Although the king of the demigods was cursed by this son of Virochan, and although I cheated him in my incarnation as Vamana, taking away his dominions throughout the universe, and although I still criticized him for not fulfilling his promise, I have just now seen him in his kingdom, in Sutala Lok, and he is feelingly expressing his love for me. Generally, when somebody surrenders something to Krishna, Krishna gives blessings. In this incarnation as Vamandev, Krishna did not even bless him. After he's lost everything and after he surrendered, Krishna said, what about your promise? You're a liar. You still told me 3 steps. You have given me 2 steps. This is the level. Nobody can handle this kind of chastisement except Bali Maharaj. So Krishna is feeling grateful to him. Actually, Krishna or Vamanadev did this Leela just to show what is the spirit of Atma Nivedana. Spirit of Atma Nivedana means whatever happens. Spirit of Atma Nivedana means no concept of personal self-security while serving Krishna. This is the spirit of Atma Nivedana. Sometimes when we serve Krishna, हमको लगता है मेरा भी भला होना चाहिए. If I'm only at risk, then why will I serve Krishna? One example which I would like to give, it's a transcendental example done by Krishna. He said that I want the dust of the feet of my devotees to cure my headache. Everybody in Dwarka and the entire universe denied कि हम नहीं देंगे. If I give the dust of my feet, I will go to hell. That means more than the happiness of Krishna, they are concerned about their personal security. That is not Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana means the gopis. They gave their dust. Doesn't matter if we go to hell. But Krishna should be happy. So the Vrajavasis are the supreme example of Atma Nivedana. There is no other higher example than the residents of Braja. Because their life is completely surrendered to Krishna. Just take the example of this Govardhan Leela. In Dwapar Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is deity worship, puja, aradhana. And Krishna has attacked the Yuga Dharma by saying that you stop worshipping Indra. And you have been worshipping Indra from the last thousands of years, you please stop it. In Kali Yuga, it is easy to say, rok deng. What is the meaning of tradition in Kali Yuga? There is no meaning of traditions. Father is doing, son will not do. That is the meaning of traditions. But breaking a tradition, which is a Vedic tradition, a scientific Vedic tradition, just because one boy has told, because they want to please the boy, is Atma Nivedana. It is beyond logic. Atma Nivedana is beyond logic. Your mind will tell you what you are doing is not right. Bali Maharaj, if he would have surrendered to Vamandev, he would have lost his dominion, his power, his kingdom, his palace, everything. It's not logical. But he still did it. Because he loved Krishna. So this is called Atma Nivedana. So therefore, Bali Maharaj has become famous in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this very nice verse also comes in the Dashavastara Stotram. Chalayasi vikramane balimada bhutavamana Padanakha nirajanita janapavan Keshavadhrita Vamana Rupa Keshavadhrita Vamana Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a dwarf Brahmana, all glories to you. O wonderful dwarf, by your massive steps you deceive King Bali, and by the Ganges water that has emanated from the nails of your lotus feet, you deliver all the living beings within this world. Next time when you approach Mother Ganges, you should understand that this Ganges has touched the lotus feet of Krishna. It contains the dust particles of the lotus feet of Krishna. It is the Charanamrit coming from the lotus feet of Krishna. There is no difference between the lotus feet of Krishna and Mother Ganges. With this consciousness, if you approach Ganges, then simply by touching Ganges or seeing Ganges or drinking Ganges or praying in Ganges, you will achieve supreme perfection in Krishna consciousness. But if you go with a desire to cleanse your sinful reactions, then it's a different thing. Then it is, you're not considering Ganges to be Charanamrit, you're just considering Ganges to be like some antiseptic thing which will cleanse your sinful reactions. So this is Bali Maharaj. Now the question comes, this is the spirit of Atma Nivedana. How to develop this spirit of Atma Nivedana? That is the next question. It's important to understand how to do this. So when you see the great character of the devotees of Krishna and you see their dealings and their prayers, you'll understand, you'll get some hint how to develop this Atma Nivedana. So I was happening to read the prayers of Queen Kunti. There also I found some nice verses which inspire Atma Nivedana. She is saying in the first canto, chapter 8, shloka number 41. Atha Vishvesha Vishwatman Vishwamurte Swakeshu me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindhi Dridham Pandushu Vrishnishu. O my Lord of the universe, O soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, cut my tie of affection from my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. All her life, Mother Kunti was always in anxiety for the Pandavas. And she was always in anxiety for the Vrishnis. Her life was dedicated to serve these two families. Now she's telling enough is enough. Cut off my affection with the Pandavas, cut off my affection with the Vrishnis. Now I only want to render devotional service to you. Enough of formalities, enough of dharma. I want to do the Sarva Dharman Parityajya platform. This gives us hint of Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana means you have to come at this platform. Until unless you are engaged in the Laukik Dharma, you cannot understand what is the Paralaukik Dharma, which is of Sarva Dharman Parityajya. And then she says, O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges river forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn to you without being diverted to anyone else. This is a wonderful prayer. One should chant this every day in the morning. One of the severe problems in bhakti is that our attraction goes here and there. We cannot think of Krishna all the time. So our mind should always be obsessed with Krishna. And when it is completely obsessed with Krishna, then Atma Nivedana becomes Atma Nivedanam becomes common sense basically after that. Without this kind of an approach, that let my mind be constantly attracted or let my attraction be constantly drawn towards you without being diverted to anyone else, and I will add anything else, Until unless we have this kind of an approach, Atma Nivedan will only appear a very lofty state of existence जिसको हमसे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. हमको, I don't want to achieve Atma Nivedan also. I just want to chant Hare Krishna and get some prasadam and read some books and die. That will be our situation. Honestly speaking. Until unless we pray like this every day. Now, this was some brief discussion on Atma Nivedanam. Another aspect which Srila Prabhupada mentions in the 7th canto is the cow aspect. What does he say? Where is the cow? Yeah. Such a devotee is like a cow that is cared for by its master. When cared for by its master, a cow is not in anxiety over its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master, and it never acts independently, but only for the master's benefit. Now, the first question, whenever we can request someone to Krishna, someone that, okay, you please dedicate your life to serve Krishna, the first question they will ask, पेट कैसे भरेगा? पूछेंगे कि नहीं? The first question. रोजी रोटी कैसे चलेगी? चलाओ, चलाते रहो. But Atma Nivedan means you have to understand that Krishna is going to take care. How many of you have read that Mrigari pastime from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, where the Mrigari, the hunter, the sadistic hunter who used to take pleasure by half killing animals, Narad Muni met him and Narad Muni told him, break your bow. Break your bow in to the contemporary terms means resign your job. Because he was a hunter and the bow was the everything which he had. He used to kill animals, sell the animal skin and all and make money. Narad Muni is telling you break your bow. But why Mrigari's name has come in the Vedic scriptures is because he had faith in his guru. Narad Muni is a sannyasi, he himself is a mendicant. He does not know where he will go next, what he will eat next. But he promised, I will maintain you. Why? Because Krishna is the original maintainer. Nityo nityanam, chetanas chetananam, eko bahunam yovidadhati kama. So having faith in his guru, he surrendered. And then you see what is mentioned next. Next time when Mrigari is meeting Narad Muni, he is telling Narad Muni that please send food only for 2 people. Presently you are sending it for 15 to 20 people every day. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that salary is not the source of maintenance. Krishna is the source of maintenance. Right now Krishna is maintaining you through salary, and when you don't have salary, Krishna will give you your 2 rotis from some other source. But Krishna will never let you die. This is something which you have to understand. Krishna is the original maintainer. I stay in the ashram of ISKCON Whitefield, Ajgondanhalli. I saw one incident which made my faith in Krishna, which increased my faith in Krishna. A female dog gave birth to many puppies. She died. And the puppies are very small. Who will maintain them? I will take a milk bottle and go and feed them. I will not do that. So I was just waiting and watching. The puppies are just behind the temple, so we can easily watch every time. I was just waiting and watching. What will Krishna do now? You will not believe. The next day, another female dog came who has another set of puppies. From where she came, God knows. She brought all her puppies along with her. Now she is feeding her puppies and these puppies also. This is the proof that God exists. I did not do any WhatsApp planning, or I did not send any message to some dog care or something. No, Krishna has maintained. Another proof of the maintenance capacity of Krishna is childbirth process in human beings. When the mother is giving birth to a child, one moment before the birth, the mother does not have any milk in her breast. And one moment after the birth, she has milk in the breast. And the child who has not even opened the eyes does not even know where is my hand and leg, knows where is the mother's breast, and he knows how to take the milk. Who is giving this knowledge? And who is doing this Panchvarsha Yojana planning of giving milk to the mother at the right time? Krishna. So Krishna is the maintainer. I'm not advocating that you become lazy. No, you have to do. In fact, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that no one can remain even for a moment without doing anything. So according to your swabhava, you will do something. It's but obvious. But please don't misunderstand that your perspiration, your intelligence, or your labor is the source of your maintenance. No, Krishna is maintaining you. In one moment you are king, in next moment you can be Anil Ambani. Sorry, you can be someone, a pauper. And even if you become a pauper, Krishna will maintain you. We have examples in the scriptures all throughout. So, dependence on Krishna is a primary quality of Atma Nivedana. And the examples of our saintly people in the holy land of India is the best example. You go to the holy land of Vrindavan, there are many people who really don't know where they will eat, what they will do, where they'll sleep. They're just doing Govardhan Parikrama. And when they get tired, they just sit in one place and they chant. And somebody comes and gives some milk, somebody comes little, give one banana, and they are happy with it. When you see such class of people walking around, you will see how happy they are in life and how much close they are to Krishna. If a child is more dependent on the parents, will the parents take care of the child? Yes. And if an elder child is not so much dependent on the parent, will the parent have so much anxiety for the elder child? So one of the characteristics of the pure devotee is that he has done Atma Nivedana and he is exclusively depending on Krishna. Look at Srila Prabhupada. He went to the West with just 40 rupees. No help, no nothing. He tried for 1 year, preaching was not happening. He didn't give up hope. He was dependent on Krishna. He just went and sat in the garden and started chanting Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada says that anybody who is preaching, if your chanting is done with devotion, Krishna will help you. So he did chanting with devotion in the park, and Krishna sent so many people. And he was dependent on Krishna. He tried a lot to use his brain. He wrote many letters to Gaudiya Math, send me money. He wrote many letters to Rockefeller and other foundations, send me money. Nobody helped him. Gaudiya Math didn't help him, Rockefeller didn't help him, government didn't help him, Indian government didn't help him. Nobody helped him. Literally, Krishna showed that, see, he got help from no one else. He completely and exclusively was dependent on me, and see how I pulled him up. Lord Chaitanya really wanted a fresh branch of the Gaudiya Vaishnava tree, or a fresh branch of the Chaitanya tree, to come in the form of Srila Prabhupada. And this kind of miracles happen only when you are exclusively dependent on the holy name and exclusively dependent on Krishna. Another example is the example of Maharaj Ambrish. When Durvasa Muni has produced a fire demon after breaking the jata of his hair and throwing it down on the ground, and fire demon coming out from it, and the fire demon is approaching, and as he is approaching Maharaj Ambrish, everything which is in the path is getting burnt to ashes. But Maharaj Ambrish did not look for his sword or gada, or did not step back. Maro bhi rakho bhi, jo ichha tumha. That was his stage. He was simply thinking that if Krishna wants me to die, who can save me? And if Krishna wants me to live, who can kill me? He was dependent on Krishna at that point of time. So therefore, Krishna sent the Sudarshan for him. And those who are not dependent on Krishna, they try, and then Krishna lets them try. So, a cow is not in anxiety for its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master. It never acts independently, but only for the master's benefit. Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swarga apavarga narkeshu api tulyartha darshinah. Chitraketu Maharaj, 6th canto Bhagavatam, not Lord Shiva is telling this to Mother Parvati about Chitraketu Maharaj. He's telling, devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of Krishna never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. They have no other interest. They don't care whether you send them to hell or heaven. They are never afraid. Even if you send such devotees to the Amazon forest with just one tiffin of lemon rice, they will go. They will sit there, chant Hare Krishna, let the anacondas come, let the tigers come, let the lions come. He knows that the Paramatma in my heart and in the heart of the anaconda and the lion and the tiger is the same. If Paramatma wants me to die, then who can save me? And if Paramatma wants me to live, who can kill me? And this is how all the Dhyan yogis, they are still staying in the dense forests, surrounded by various animals, in complete peace. But we are not peaceful in the so-called civilized society where we are so much afraid what will happen next, what will happen next. So they do not care whether they are in heaven or hell. They simply want to engage in the service of the Lord. This is their excellence. Anukulyena Krishnanushīlanam. They are liberally engaged in the service of the Lord, and therefore they are always super excellent. This is Atma Nivedana. Now, Prabhupada gives the example of a cow in his purports, and at one point of time, he also said that I am also a cow. This is from one of the memories of Srila Prabhupada. There were many engagements, and Prabhupada would just have us set up anything for him to speak. It didn't matter if it was a small gathering or a large gathering, or in a seedy part of a town, or when he spoke about Krishna, when he spoke about Krishna and sang the holy names, he was happy and he would get the energy. Sometimes we would even say, well, Prabhupada, we went to this place before and 2 people showed up, and we don't know if it is worth your time to go there. Prabhupada would just say, no, I'm like a cow. I give milk anywhere. That is what I like to do. Just take me somewhere, I want to glorify Krishna. And we would go with him, this place, this town, that town. We just wanted to be with him and hear him glorify Krishna. This is the meaning of Atma Nivedana. Just do your job. Your job is to glorify Krishna, just do that. Your success as a preacher is not defined by the number of followers you have created or the number of people you have made chant Hare Krishna. No. Your success as a preacher is defined by how much you have satisfied Krishna by your glorification. We are not here to please the public. We are not here to please our society. We are not here to please our managers. We are here to please Krishna. And if Krishna is pleased, then everything is successful. If Krishna is not pleased, you may become as great and have a great following like Hiranyakashipu, but still everything is wasted. This is something which we have to understand. So till now we have discussed the definition of Atma Nivedana. We have understood the spirit of Atma Nivedana means there is no other motive other than to serve the Lord, please the Lord, and surrender everything to the Lord. We saw how Sarvadharman Parityajya is a glowing example of that. We saw some of the qualities of Bali Maharaj, his quality of determination, which helped him to do Atma Nivedana. How Krishna was, although he did not tell in front of Bali Maharaj, but later on to Uddhava, he is telling that, yes, I was so pleased by Bali Maharaj. And then we saw how to do this Atma Nivedana by understanding some prayers of Queen Kunti, where she's telling, detach me from Pandavas and Vrishnis, and may my attraction flow like the river Ganges flowing towards the sea. And then another aspect of Atma Nivedana we understood is to not have the anxiety of being maintained, not have the anxiety of maintenance. Rakshishyati iti vishwaso. One should have full faith that Krishna will protect me provided I execute my Krishna consciousness without compromise. Gop tripte varnam tatha. To my devotees, I carry what they need and I preserve what they have. This much faith I should have in Krishna. Otherwise, I'm not doing bhakti, I'm doing something else. We saw the example of Maharaj Chitraketu. Even after being cursed by Mother Parvati, he was not worried whether he is going to hell or going to become a demon in next life. He just wanted to chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada was also in that mood. He was a cow of Krishna. Now, what is the result if we do Atma Nivedana? And what if we are not able to do Atma Nivedana? Prabhuji, you are talking about Chitraketu, Ambrish, Kunti, Rukmini. I am not in that category. I will never be able to do Atma Nivedana in this life. So what should I do? I should pray to Krishna that he helps me to do Atma Nivedana. But trust me, it's not going to be easy. Either you willingly surrender to Krishna or Krishna will force you to surrender. If you willingly surrender to Krishna, it is a susukham kartum avyayam process, joyfully performed process. But if Krishna forces you to surrender, it's not going to be so palatable. This is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yasyaham anugranami harishyai tad dhanam shanaihi tato dhanam tyajantyasya swajana dukkha dukkhitam. Lord Krishna said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. This verse people don't, this is why some people don't worship Krishna. Kya hai yaar, gradually depriving me of my wealth. But Krishna is saying, if I am especially favoring someone, then I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then what happens? Then the relatives and the friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. This is the reality. If you don't have money, your brother is not your brother. Your son is not your son. Your wife is not your wife. Your family is not your family if you don't have money. As long as you have money, everybody will be there with you. The moment you declare that I am bankrupt, who are you? Get lost. So if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and the friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. So in your life, if you are feeling you are suffering one distress after another, it could be because of two reasons. Number one, your own karma, which is the 99% of the cases. Or number two, Krishna has interfered in your life. In both cases, you should take shelter of Krishna. Because if you don't do this, then Krishna will force you. Point is, if there is a devotee who is sincere, but still has some weakness of heart, if there is a devotee who is sincere and still not being able to give material desires, Krishna helps him by interfering and by taking away everything. So Atma Nivedanam is not optional. It is necessary, it is mandatory. Krishna wants it, he demands it. You do it willingly, be a happy devotee, sing and dance. If you don't do it willingly, Krishna will make you cry and he will make you do it. Now it is your choice. You want to cry for Krishna or you want to cry because of Krishna? Crying will never stop. If you don't cry for Krishna, then you cry for other things in this world. And then Krishna will interfere one day and then he will make you cry in some other way. But crying will always happen. So better cry for Krishna. Beg in front of Krishna, pray in front of Krishna, shed tears in front of Krishna and pray to him that please make me a soul surrendered unto you. I want this. Help me. I'm unable to do it. My false ego is not letting me do it, but I want to do it. Please do it. Help me. So this is the process of surrendering. And Krishna will help. Always remember, Krishna will never give you an exam which you cannot pass. Have you ever attended any examination in which simply after seeing the question paper you समझ गया कि अब तो pass होना मुश्किल है? Have you experienced this? This never happens in Krishna consciousness. Krishna never gives you an exam or a question paper which you cannot pass or solve. Before putting you through the test, he gives you the strength to go through the test. And the more advanced you are, the stronger will be the test. This is Krishna consciousness. And if you are saying, no, 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 please don't test me, please don't put me through test, then you're not sincere. And if you're not sincere, then many, many lifetimes you have to be here. But if you are sincere, you have no choice. Krishna will force you. So either you do it willingly or you get forced. Choice is yours. But this is going to happen. Srila Prabhupada says in his own words, this is from the words of Srila Prabhupada. So in this way, gradually, I became attached to these Gaudiya Math activities, and by the grace of Krishna, my business also stopped going well. Laughter. Yes, Krishna says, Yasya ham anugranami harishye tad dhanam shanai. If somebody wants to be actually a devotee of Krishna, at the same time keep his material attachment, then Krishna's business is he takes away everything material so that cent percent he becomes, I mean to say, dependent on Krishna. So that is what actually happened in my life. This is Atma Nivedana. And what is the result? We conclude our discussion with this, that what is the result of Atma Nivedana? Kya milega? What is in it for me? सब कुछ छोड़ के क्या मिलेगा? सब कुछ छोड़ के सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. 6th canto, chapter 16, shloka number 34. All activities of their senses are engaged in the service of the Lord. Because of such devotion, the Lord gives himself to his devotees as if they could use him for any purpose they might desire. Of course, devotees have no other purpose other than to serve Krishna. When a devotee fully surrenders Atma Nivedanam and has no aspiration for any material profit, the Lord certainly gives him all opportunities for service. This is the position of the Lord when he is conquered by his devotees. So if you do Atma Nivedana, one of the names of Krishna is Acyuta, one who can never be defeated. But if you do Atma Nivedana, Krishna willingly accepts defeat. He willingly agrees to be controlled by you. He willingly starts being dependent on you. When you go to Jagannath Puri, you will hear so many pastimes of Jagannath, where Jagannath is waiting and he is hungry and he is waiting when his devotee will bring prasad. Now, Jagannath is the Lord of the universe. He doesn't need to wait for anybody. But because that devotee has done Atma Nivedana, so he waits. This is Atma Nivedana. So the spiritual wealth which is awaiting us after doing Atma Nivedanam is inconceivable, indescribable, and the joy is uncontaminated. And that is what human life is meant for, to do Atma Nivedana. So with this, I would like to end today's discussion. If there are any questions or comments, we can take them. How many of you understand